I know baseball bores most of you to death, and I'll be the first to agree that if I'm not the one playing it, I don't want to watch it either. You know, the long drawn-out innings where nothing exciting ever happens, and if something exciting does happen, you don't know enough nor care enough to try and learn or figure out what it was. I'm here today to teach you proper throwing motion. I've been a part of a baseball team for the past 13 years of my life. My knowledge is a bundle of my dad's knowledge and my grandpa's knowledge together, and they were both fantastic baseball players back in their day. This information could be important in your future, whether it be dominating the intramural softball league at college or potentially teaching one of your kids to throw in the future. Now that I have gone over my background, we can talk about proper throwing motion, some different deliveries by pitchers, and a couple different types of pitches thrown. Let's start by going over some simple exercises to cover the basic throwing motion. It sounds stupid, but what you're going to want to do is pretend or hold the ball like a fastball. This is a four seam with both fingers on the laces here. And you want to pretend there is a piece of gum stuck to the ball right there. And your goal is to stick that piece of gum to the imaginary wall behind you. And once you get this motion down, it's just simply from there, you throw, and as you throw, you point with your elbow towards your target, step towards it, and curl in as you go. And this will feel very awkward at first, but once you get it down, you'll be slinging it around like the pros, or more like the 6-year-old softball team or t-ball team that practices down the street from your house. But at least we're getting there. Now that we've gone through some basic throwing, I'm going to talk about some different types of deliveries. The first one is the wind-up. The wind-up is the slower, more complex of the two. It takes longer to develop, and you don't use it when there are runners on base, as they will steal very easily. If you don't know what stealing is, I pray that your future children don't play baseball. The stretch, on the other hand, is the quicker of the two, and you use it when there are runners on base, as it is more quick tempoed, and you can change the tempo of it so it's harder for them to steal. The wind-up, like as I said, is the more complex of the two. If I'm standing on the mound and home plate is over here, you're going to start by stepping off with your left foot, then realigning your right foot on the mound, and then going into your throwing motion. That's why it's called the wind-up, as it builds more momentum, and you can potentially throw a little bit harder out of it. The stretch, on the other hand, is the more simple of the two. If I'm facing home and I'm on the mound here, all you have to do is come set in the stretch and you're ready to go. And as I said, it kind of kills some momentum as compared to the wind-up. Now that we've covered proper throwing motion and some different deliveries, I'm going to talk about 3 simple pitches there are. The first one is, as I showed you earlier, the four-seam fastball. These 2 fingers on the laces here, like so. And this is, as it is stated, your fastball. It's supposed to be the fastest pitch you can throw. It's generally speaking your best pitch, as it is the easiest to control. The second pitch I'll be showing you is a curveball, and you hold it like this across the laces. Curveball is, again, as it says, just before arriving at the plate, it drops in an attempt to get the batter to swing above the ball. A curveball is a little more dangerous to throw for beginners, as it requires a snap as you throw, and it can be, if not thrown right, it can cause injury to your elbow and shoulder. My last one is a changeup, which you hold kind of like you're doing an OK. It, in every aspect, is supposed to look like you are throwing a fastball. So the batter thinks you're throwing a fastball, but in reality you have more friction in the palm of your hand, and it comes out 5 to 7 miles an hour slower, so that little bit of timing can potentially throw the batter off completely. Now that you've learned a little bit about baseball, I hope that you can go dominate your intramural leagues and potentially teach your future children how to throw one day. Thanks.